Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. And tonight we are going to be going to Mogwin Palace, where we left off last time, and doing all the Moog Lord of Blood stuff. Very excited. But this stream actually starts with an announcement, a programming note about the state of the stream. As people who watch this know, Cam and I often complain about how technically difficult the stream is to do, and how many hiccups I have particularly run into along the way trying to stream off of a very old MacBook, like a MacBook that was made in 2015. So, like, the Elden Ring stream has actually kind of been wearing on me because of how technically difficult the game has been compared to some of the simpler earlier titles in that regard. But I can finally announce that I was thinking about like stopping streaming after Elden Ring because of how burned out I had gotten on it. But personal news, I am buying a computer, a desktop computer that is going to be much easier to stream off of. And so I think the plan as of now is to finish Elden Ring over these next couple of weeks, take a break for about a month while I wait to get said computer, and then I'm going to try to stream something simple on my own on that computer just to make sure everything is running smoothly with it. And we may also, in not too long, have Elden Ring DLC to play. I don't know. That is definitely a thing that Cam and I have to talk about tonight. But yeah, that is the programming note of the stream.
Nice.
I'm glad that you A are here and B could hear me, Cam. I was
Yeah.
not 100% sure about that with all the technical difficulties that have become very normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have stream thoughts, meta stream thoughts before we get into
Uh,
Lord of
I'm
Blood
glad.
things?
I'm glad that you're getting something better if you're wanting to continue streaming.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I mean, some of the games that you have mentioned to me about like wanting to stream would probably have much less of a load on your computer.
For sure.
But you don't want to ever get into a position where like you can't because of it if it's something that you're wanting to do, you know? So,
Yeah, like there
I think,
eventually the games industry will just outpace what my laptop
yeah,
can handle, right? And
right.
I don't necessarily know if this is the thing that I want to do like long term,
Uh-huh.
because viewership has kind of been up and down. But my basic feeling is that like if there are people watching, I will keep doing it. I don't really care how low that number is. So
Uh-huh.
we'll just see if there is continued interest. Let me know in the chat if there is continued interest in more Swaff streams of various kinds. Anyways,
Yeah, and I would like to like if you ever do go back to like fighting games or something like that,
yeah,
we could work it out again or whatever. But it's and I guess if Elden Ring DLC comes or
yeah,
when it comes, I suppose we can make that happen as well. I was gonna ask you as part of like a point of order for this stream that we should discuss like
sure.
we should put together like a list of demands that we have
What's
for
that?
for the DLC, like
Oh
whatever
yeah,
things
yeah,
you're wanting to see out of it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you wanna? Could we save that for when we get to Mogwin Palace? Because I think that a lot of my feelings about it are actually related to the Mikola stuff in Mogwin
Sure.
Palace.
Yeah.
Um, so to get into that, I am approaching the Rose Church, which is where Vare is hanging out after you leave Limgrave way, way, way earlier in the game. Me and Cam talked. I don't remember if it was last stream or a couple streams ago about the different ways you can get into Mogwin Palace. It was last stream, I think. Um, and you can get here way earlier than we are currently getting to Mogwin Palace. Like I am entering Mogwin Palace at my character is what's going to be their max level 130, but you could do this like right after being Godric if you wanted to. You could do this as the first thing you do in the game if you want to. um,
Mm.
and I actually am not sure what Vari is going to say to me, considering the fact that I am so far into the game and I've already entered Mogwin Palace, because this is usually the guy that you can kind of talk to get through there. And there's kind of we talked about it last time, sort of a morality test involved with it. And I wonder if he knows that I have already like snuck in or something.
Mhm.
Let's see.
I am currently making night moves on the branches of the Halix tree. I'm trying to get in.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vari is saying the same thing that he says to me when you first like find him here early in the game.
Yeah.
He notices that I have a great rune. He doesn't matter
Yeah.
that I already have like 5 or whatever. He's like, oh, so you've had audience with the 2 fingers. What do you make of the round table hold? And you know the seeing the 2 fingers that just not everybody gets to see, right? It's kind of in a holiest of holies area in the round table hold. And I can say they were magnificent, which is definitely like what you're supposed to think initially is the party line correct answer for this game. But it's interesting that the FromSoft actually puts the other option they didn't seem right as like the top default option, kind of like suggesting that maybe you should say that like I
Yeah.
don't know if the 2 fingers really check
I
out.
don't I don't think that you are supposed to think that they are like magnificent, really. Like on your first, I think you have to be kind of a dummy. Like when you first go to the round table hold, and especially when the first time you see the 2 fingers, it's like a
Mm-hmm.
weird, like it's
It
weird
is
and off-putting,
bizarre,
and like
yeah.
it's not like everybody when you first get there treats you poorly, and like
Gideon does,
uh
yeah.
yeah, basically and also the guy that's like, I'm looking for my stupid tomboy slave or whatever.
Oh yeah,
like
that's right.
like everybody that's there is weird, except basically except for like Corin and Hugh.
Right.
And so like it's pretty easy, I think, to like go there for the first time and be like, this sucks, man. Everybody
I
here sucks.
I guess I'm thinking about like what the text of the game, in terms of like the things people say, are meaning or like telling you to believe about the Golden Order and the Round Table Hold and the 2 fingers. But
Yeah,
I think you as a player, like your ludic
yeah.
experience, is that the right word? Like, is maybe a little bit more disturbed by a lot of the
Yeah.
things you run into.
Yeah, and I just think that like From games in general are always messing around in that space. I don't think they care so much about what the each
Right.
character is like literally saying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't know what it's like. I don't think it's expecting you to be like, well, that was good after you after you like
Sure.
see the 2 fingers for the first time and all that. But also Vare sucks and he's been mean to you the whole
He is
time.
mean to
So
you. As oh man, I'm getting summoned as a hunter. I should not have left my hunter ring on.
nice.
But anyways, I'm gonna go fight an invader maybe.
Yeah,
If it
have
spits
fun.
me close enough to him. But when I come back to Vare, I am gonna tell him
Right.
that I think that the 2 fingers seem sketch, and he is going to basically let me be an invader. And I think I'm gonna do some quick invasions at the beginning of the stream just to do the little requirement to get Vare's little item that he gives you that lets you go into Mogwin Palace. But I am probably gonna go in the same way that we went in last week, because I
Yeah.
realized going in that way that you actually get a way bigger legacy dungeon out of it if you go that way, as opposed to
Yeah.
the way that you're more likely to find earlier on.
Yeah. There's more going on, I guess.
Yeah, like
If
there
you
was
go
stuff
in
I
the
just had not
sneak
seen.
in. Yeah.
All right, PvP run. That is the name of the person I'm fighting right now. The run ends here, buddy. Whoop.
Oh, someone in chat asked what song was playing at the end of the countdown.
So I actually have a little a thing in the bottom left corner. It's kind of dim, but it is always like a now playing this stream thing. I just started that like 2 or so streams ago. And I think I'm trying to dedicate like stream countdown to like just playing a lot of my own music now,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to like wrap my head around playing it live. If I can find places that will let me play it live. So I'm kind of like playing around with like set list ideas and things like that.
Sure.
But anyways, that song, the last one, was called To Nobo Daddy, and it is the first song on my first album, which is on Bandcamp. Andrew
What is Nobo Daddy?
Swaffer.bandcamp. So Nobo Daddy is To Nobo Daddy is the title of a William Blake poem.
Oh, okay.
And it is like William Blake has this whole like expansive mythology in his poetry, where like he's making reference to all these like religious and mythological figures, but he's kind of like giving them his own names. And Nobo Daddy, I think, is like his Yahweh character. And there's a really that is a really good poem if people have never heard of it before. It is worth a Google.
Fenrir says, "Good luck with the blood stuff or whatever."
I might need it.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello Vare. Hold on, let me turn off my hunter ring. We don't want to be interrupted again. Oh. Okay.
This is why I came to the Halo tree. I just got one of those stupid smithing stones that I need.
Oh,
I knew they were
nice.
laying around out here somewhere.
Okay, the 2 fingers did not seem right, Vare. I do think it is really interesting how this guy initially presents himself as like a shepherd of the 2 fingers, but he is kind of like a psyop. You know, he's trying to like sap people from the opposing side.
Mm-hmm. Do I have admin in this channel?
That is a
Probably
really good
not,
question. If
I
you
don't think I
do,
do.
feel free to block.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Well,
But
maybe that will be the last ad.
so in lieu of that, anyone who's in the chat right now, do not buy Dogecoin.
Do not buy Dogecoin. It
Do
is
not
very
buy
important.
any crypto. In
Yeah.
fact, I think it's a black mark on your soul. Don't do it. When the whole thing is said and done, and Anubis is weighing your heart, if you have bought crypto, you're going straight to the underworld.
Yeah, you're going to the
I
bad
know
place.
that. Yeah.
Nobo Daddy is going to damn you. Okay, I'm doing an invasion because Vare told me to do an invasion.
Yeah.
It's interesting that like fingers actually come into play here. Like when you do these invasions for Vare, he like lets you join a secret club by cutting off one of your fingers, and like the invasion item is like a cut off finger, a severed finger. So
like you needed to cut off your own finger or something.
You are contributing the currency of the, opposing faction who likes to invade people.
Right.
Man, I'm invading someone who does not have a co-op partner.
Interesting.
I have rarely
Using like a
seen
taunter's
this.
tongue or something, I guess.
Maybe. Oh no, he has a hunter summoned. Stinky Pepperoni. Hunter Stinky Pepperoni summoned.
God.
Man. Dude, why are you running? I'm going to just continue chasing you. We're going to have to fight eventually.
Let me check here.
Dude, come here. I'm gonna hit you with this sword. What
I
is
can
the
like personally block this guy, but I can't.
Oh man, bummer.
Yeah.
What
That's
is
what
the
I thought.
Tenacious D line? Is it come over here and let me stab you to death?
Come over here and let me cut you. This will be the
That was how
message.
I always quoted it to myself, but I think that I was
Yeah.
misquoting it.
Yeah. I don't
Dude,
know.
let me stab you.
Yeah.
Let me do it.
It is hilarious in retrospect. We can talk about this a little bit, next week or maybe at the end of this week if we get through Mogwin Palace quickly. But
Yeah.
it is so funny to me how obviously overtuned the Halig tree is. Like, it's so funny how much damage everything does. Like, someone could like flick their wrist at you and it will take out more than half of your health, even if you have like complete
Yeah.
like super high level vigor.
There is no non-vigor check attacks once you
Yeah,
get to that point in the game.
every single thing will kill you in 2 hits or less. Even every stray move from a random guy, like, yeah, it's just funny.
Okay, let's do... Can I just do the one? Vari, can I be in the secret club if I just did the one? Oh, he says be sure. So he gives you 3. I think I have to use 3, even though I'm carrying way more than that. Or... Yeah, this is it.
Honestly, the funny thing about it too is that I think it kind of levels out a little bit better once you actually get to Elfale. When you're it's like the actual Halig tree part that's so brutal. Um, I don't know.
Wait,
It's just
Elfale
weird.
is the first part or the second part?
No, Elfale's the second part.
Yeah.
Elfale's the part where you're like in the city. The Halig
Mm-hmm.
tree is like when you start out on the branches and then you got to do all this. You got to like go to the not Rivendell
Right.
area that looks exactly like Rivendell.
Absolutely.
Uh, yeah.
Oh man, I'm invading the exact same person. I should probably be doing invasions near and far. This is like a fight clubber or something. The most annoying fight clubber who just wants to run away from you.
The first rule of Fight Club is, oh God, no, stay away from me.
Absolutely.
Do not touch me. Don't want to see you.
Well, do you have DLC wishes that are not Lord of Blood related? Do you want to give
I
your...
hope to God it is not Lord of Blood related.
Really?
I think it's I mean it's gonna be probably about Mikola or
Yeah,
whatever, but
yeah.
I honestly personally do not give a two figs about Moog at all. I think Moog is stupid, and I don't care about him.
Yeah.
I
He's
like
I think that
he
he is related in that like he currently is in possession of Mikola.
have you ever seen have you ever watched Arrested Development?
Yes, I've seen Rusted Out many times.
Yeah, Moog is like Job to me. Like he's like the whatever loser
Yeah.
cousin that like no one cares about.
He
He's
demands to
stupid.
be taken seriously.
He's trying to do and accomplish a stupid thing with bad goals. Like I don't care about Moog. Like putting him in the dirt is one of the less like it's funny because a lot of from games are really good about like building up like pathos for the enemies you're fighting. I think that like Mikola or not Mikola, sorry, Millennia is a good example of this, right?
Yeah.
Like I think Millennia is a person who is fairly justified in trying to beat you up when you show up in her house, right? But Moog, you're like, dude, what are you even doing? Like, what are we doing here? What's going on? It's just
Well, he's doing the
his
same
like,
thing that Reichert is doing, which is he's trying to establish his own dynasty that is the exact same as the other dynasty, but with
yeah,
like a
but
different
with
coat
me
of
on
paint
top.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I also think Rykard is stupid. So, but I think that like the Volcano Manor thing is just like the Mogwin Dynasty thing just better realized. Like it just makes
Yeah, I agree.
it gives it more oomph in a way that is like believable, I guess.
They even
And
both have basically the same covenant.
yeah, yes, and they both have their stupid like sort of a PvP covenant, but it's not because PvP in this game is dog water.
Right.
So they're like, well, it'll change what your name is when you go invade a guy when he has 3 people with
You
him.
can be a recusant or a
Cool.
bloody finger. Two very cool things to be.
Recusant is definitely cooler.
Recusant's cooler.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
I like recusant banished as a
Yeah,
noun verb.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was gonna kind of get into it when we actually got to the palace, but yeah, I think Moog is stupid, and I don't care about him. And
Sure.
if he fell in a hole, I wouldn't care.
I
And
would
I
think
think
he
the
was
boss
much
fight is stupid
cooler.
too.
The boss fight is stupid in one particular way that we will have to
Yeah.
talk about. But yeah, I think that he would be much cooler if he was only in Mogwin Palace, and Mogwin Palace just
Mm-hmm.
had a little bit more to it, in terms of like
Mm-hmm.
NPCs or any sort of information about this god that they're supposedly in a pact with.
Yeah. It's dumb. Under realized or stupid, one of the two. I don't know. Like
Underrealized,
a
overtuned at the same
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah.
If we
Like a
don't have
lot of
anything
stuff
for
in
this
the back
part,
half.
let's crank it up. Like make it more interesting by upping the numbers and everything that hits
Yeah,
you.
and then everybody will talk about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Everybody will be like, "Wow,
Did
wasn't he
you go to
crazy?"
Mogwin Palace? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm fighting someone with a cooperator. Okay, let's fight.
Wow.
Ooh. Oh, you got me. Oh, you heal. Yeah, we keep healing. Oh, okay. You can take that. 3 L's for my
Nice.
my admission into Bloody Finger Club.
Good job,
Hey,
dude.
hey, Vare, I used all your bloody fingers that you gave me,
I
and
used them.
I
It
used
didn't
I used
work.
the bloody fingers. You may now cut off my finger and
Yeah.
give me my own bloody finger, if I'm allowed, sir. Um, yeah, he calls me Lambkin. Oh, Lambkin, so pleased you're here. He says you have a taste for noble blood. I will be a knight to serve Luminary Moog, the Lord of Blood, and established a new dynasty.
No, I ain't doing that actually.
Okay, so here's why I think that my DLC hopes are Lord of Blood related. Okay,
Okay,
because
sure.
they say when he's like giving me the thing about Mogwin Palace, like selling me on the Mogwin dynasty and giving me my invitation to go visit them at Mogwin Palace. The Lord of Blood's favor, I think, is the thing that I just picked up.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you that like the it is not time to go to the palace yet, but like the time of the dynasty will come, and that seems related to me to the fact that they have Mikola, and Mikola seems to be like there's so much content about Mikola, and the all signs are kind of pointing to the DLC being about Mikola, and Mikola's there in this egg thing, which we're gonna see, and like
Mm-hmm.
if the DLC is going to be an expansion of her story or his story, whatever
Yeah,
the way you gender Mikola,
sure.
um, like it seems like something would happen regarding that, and like is the dynasty going to like have any be affected at all by what happens with this egg? like because Moog does feel underwritten, and I wonder if they're like planning on building him out with Mikola.
No way. No way to do
You
that.
don't think so?
Have they ever really like expanded on an existing character that
Artorias
was Artori? Oh, okay, kind of.
and
Artorias was
Maria.
like okay, no. Okay, sure, yes, but both of them were like they were just like in item descriptions and stuff before. You don't see them until the DLC. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so like in the DLC, they like actually make the character a thing. But I don't think they've ever been like I mean I could be wrong. I just can't think of it off the top of my head of it
Mm-hmm.
being like a character you have already interacted with that gets like a lot of play in a DLC. I don't think that that usually is the case.
Hmm.
I
I'm
can't
trying to
think of it
think.
anyway. I could be wrong.
I guess Dark Souls 1 is the one that is most like that.
Sort of.
Um,
Think about this though, dude. Like it's hard to even conceptualize because prepare to die has been a thing for so long. But
mm-hmm.
like try to conceptualize what if there is no Artorias of the Abyss DLC at all, right? What does the Dark Souls 1 game have with Artorias? You get his ring.
I
That's it.
disagree. I think that Artorias is placed in a way that is not that dissimilar to where Mikola is placed here, where you have to go do a well, you don't have to go do this boss fight, but in Dark Souls 1 you do have to go do a pivotal boss fight at his grave.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you have
For
been told
Mikola,
about
yes.
him.
For Mikola,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
but not Moog. Not Moog.
not
That's what I'm
Moog.
saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't think Moog's getting anything. Because we've already seen him. We see him and we see his stupid shadow. Like I don't think he's getting anything.
Mm,
Mikola, yeah. I mean, Mikola's in the stupid picture that they put out.
right.
So,
So you
uh,
are convinced that that is Mikola and not Marika.
yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they
Yeah.
have like the exact same hair and everything. So.
I guess it's the reason there's a doubt in my mind, and I do want it to be Mikola, but I have seen plenty of people say that it is Marika, is that their hair is so similar. And
Yeah.
you could be looking at a younger Marika in that photo.
I also just think too that like it. I mean, there's first time for everything, I suppose. But I mean, same kind of thing there, where like I can't think of a time where a game has done that, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like we're gonna take like the big boss baddie from the main game and like expand their story or something.
Yeah.
Usually, like in every one of the DLCs, usually what's happening is like they're plucking some character out of obscurity, and or like a character that you have heard of or like you know read about but not really directly interacted with, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like blowing that character's story up and making it be like, okay, well, like this was actually a very important part of it, and then they'll use that to talk about like themes for something else, like like that's how Dark Souls 1 is like with Artorias. Like prior to the DLC coming out, the only thing about Artorias was like you need to get his ring, he was one of the four knights of Gwen, and that Sif was his dog. That's about all you
And
know
you know
about
he
him.
traversed the abyss.
Right, but yes,
Mm-hmm.
because you need to get his ring. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like you know what his ability was, right?
Right.
And then, but that's all you know. You don't know what he looked like. You don't know anything about like anything else with him, and you don't really have a good concept of who the other Knights of Gwyn are, even really, except
No.
for their names. And like, I mean, Ornstein, but that's about it.
Right.
And then the DLC comes out and they use that as an opportunity to flesh out Artorias, but also like the rest of all of the people too.
I think
Um,
another factor at play here is that we are kind of in uncharted territory in terms of like um, how the writing of these games is done,
mhm.
because we have George R. R. Martin writing like lore and character relationships.
Mm.
Um, so I I kind of wonder if he's going to take a different approach, or like how involved is he in the DLC? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think
Um,
he would be in. I don't know what his involvement would be, but I can also tell you that like he also loves that. Like he
yeah.
loves doing the thing of like here's just this random person that I mentioned 2 books ago, and it turns out that they're like a big deal now. Or like you finally get to meet them, whatever. So I am way more convinced that it will have to do with Mikola, just because like Mikola stuff is just kind of like saturated throughout the game, but you don't really see him all that much. And I think that the closer seeding thing for me is more like Millennia. Like the fact that you have to go fight Millennia, and
Millennia makes such a strong impression. Like people want to know like that, the time you spend on that boss fight, and like just the majesty that is the Halig tree in terms of like its presentation as a like an architectural structure. It is like demanding the like game, the player want to know more about it. So yeah, I don't know. And by the way, Ornstein, I'm sure you've already picked up on this, but we are just talking about like DLC speculation before jumping into the Mogwin Palace, which I'm about to do. Sorry that it's taking a long time. I had to also go like he gives you a cloth, right? The Lord of Blood's favor, and you have to like use it to soak up the blood of a maiden. Like you have to go find somebody's like some tarnished hopeful maiden who has been killed, or you could kill one yourself if you really want to, and like soak it with blood, bring it back to him, and I think now is when he cuts my finger off.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's a really...
I'm trying to fight Loretta, Knight of the Halig Tree, right?
Man, I love the Loretta fight. It's so good.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have a DLC thought for you.
Okay.
I think that I think I am convinced that like we're probably not going to get Moog related stuff in addition to Mikola, but I do think that it's very possible to me that they are like seeding the Mikola stuff for you to want more about that, but also there is another the other like very like deeply I guess obscured character that seems like it is pointing towards like being a topic of the DLC would be Godwyn. And I think
see that.
So
I'd be happy with that too.
Vati did a video about just the picture, and Cam refused to watch it because making a 17-minute video essay about a single picture is a ridiculous enterprise.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
But he pointed out something that I had not noticed about the picture that I think is just objectively true, which is that the Erd tree that you see in that photo is not just the Erd tree, but the Erd tree that is being like suffocated by another like giant piece of flora, that is like choking it out. And I think that would have to be like Godwyn and the Death Root, right? If it's called the Shadow of the Erd tree, like it seems like this is another Erd tree that is kind of growing in the place of the one that may have been destroyed at the end of the first game. Or the game.
Says, yeah, I would like to reintroduce the discussion this game tropes about maidens.
Yeah, it's bad. You can't excuse it.
Kidding. He said that's the joke. But yeah, I don't know. I could see it. I would be happy with Godwyn or whatever as well. Honestly though, like I would be like the more off the wall probably the better, honestly, for me at this point. Part of one of the things that I have issue with in Elden Ring is like I have had, and maybe this is just a saturation thing, I don't know exactly what it is, but comparatively to other Souls games and even to like Sekiro and stuff like that, I've had kind of like trouble really latching super hard onto anything in Elden Ring, and certainly in the way that I would. And there's another stupid ancient smithing stone. I have like 4 of these. I need the 8.
Hey,
God.
By the way, I'm ready to summon you whenever you are ready.
Okay. Yes. Hang
Um,
on. Let me go down this elevator and light this bonfire.
I am at Palace Approach Ledge.
Yeah. But like I don't
Um,
know, they could be like, hey, we're gonna do a whole DLC about the Badlands, which is just like something they mentioned offhandedly
that would be
once in
dope.
this
I
game,
would love that.
and I'd be cool with it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I have had more trouble getting invested in the like beat by beat lore stuff in this game, and I'm not
Hmm.
really exactly sure why that is. I don't know if it's just because it's so focused on like like lords and succession and stuff like that in a way that I
Hmm.
don't really find super interesting, or I don't know what it is, honestly.
Do you find that interesting in Songs of Ice and Fire or Song of Ice and Fire?
I do, but the story is a lot more grounded in Song of Ice and Fire.
That's
Like
true.
what we're talking about doesn't have these other I mean, there are some like wackadoo elements going on in Ice and Fire for sure. You're in
Hmm.
entrance or palace approach
It
ledge
is
road?
called Palace Approach Ledge Road.
Okay, I'm going there.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, the but yeah, like I don't know. I think that there is a certain like there's something keeping me out of it, and I don't really know what it is. And it could I don't really can't really get my hands fully around it or
I think
whatever.
for me, and I do really like the lore of Elden Ring, but I definitely
Yeah.
feel that like that sense of being kept at remove. And I think
Yeah.
I would have felt that way if I was playing these games when Dark Souls 3 came out too. Um, because of just like how disparate a lot of the threads feel like they are in that game.
Yeah.
Um, but there feels like there's a bigger sense of like personality to the characters as characters, like the way in which they have like complex relationships with one another, um, and seemingly like some semblance of emotional lives that doesn't feel true about a lot of the big hitters of the other games.
Yeah.
Um, so like
Um,
it does,
well, hey, real quick, do
yeah.
you have your password on? Because I have my sign down.
Oh, that is such a good question. I do not. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll go for it. That's all good.
Where are you? Oh, I'll turn this
Okay,
off and
so
back on again.
Ornstein does bring up something that I do have something to say about.
Yeah.
So he says, I'm serious about the trope talk thing. This time I want to talk about Michaela and Moog. So
Mm,
Michaela is an eternal child, but is obviously much older than child, and Moog is, to put bluntly, a creep about it. I'd like to bring up
yeah.
the trope of the character who is technically thousands of years old, looks, acts, and talks like a child. I'll tell you about that trope.
Mm,
I'll tell
okay.
you all about it. All about
I
it.
know nothing about this trope.
It is a big time like anime thing. And I'll
Oh.
tell you what I think about it is I think that it is creepy.
Oh yeah.
I think it's weird. And I don't think that it's really like the author's problem a lot of the times, although sometimes it is. Um, the I think that this is like something that gets deployed as like a. Have you ever heard of Have you ever watched like Dan Olson's video about the Thermian argument? Have you heard this? Have you heard of
No.
this
What is the
before?
Thermian argument?
Okay, so in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I think it is. There's a like a um, alien species or something that they can only think very literally or something along those lines. Anyway, the point is that he proposes that there is like a kind of like fallacious way to engage with media criticism where you take you approach the criticism as if it is something to be argued against logically from the
Hmm.
perspective of the story, right?
Right.
So, for example, there is a show where it's like, okay, here's this little vampire girl, and she's a little girl, but actually she's thousands of years old, and she wants to
Oh no! I died.
yeah.
Also, I think that your voice may have like briefly cut out at a very funny moment.
Yeah, it probably cut because Lou started barking.
Yeah.
Um, anyway,
She's a vampire. She's thousands of years old, but she is a child, and
she's an adult and she has adult wants.
yeah,
Whatever. Um, so like,
which
if you
Orphan makes into a horror movie premise.
yes,
By the way,
if you critically examine that and say, hey, that's creepy, and
yeah,
that's like really weird that you would put that in. And it's like an odd way to like frame a child in your narrative. Then creeps who like the thing will say, well, actually, she's 1,000 years old. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, which I had this conversation like several years ago with a friend of mine who I knew who was watching like an anime show where this was a thing in the show.
Right.
And I was like that is extremely creepy. Like that this is like a 12-year-old girl.
Right.
That is like being treated this way and framed this way by the narrative. And he was like, well, actually, she's like 2,000 years old. She's a vampire. And I was like, that is insane.
And
that
you know
would,
even if they were
thinking that would change my mind about what I just said.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And you could maybe imagine a version of that is like that kind of gives you the gaze of that character and shows you how other characters are sexualized by them. But if the camera of the show is asking you to sexualize the vampire trapped in a child's body, that's weird. That's weird. That should not happen.
Right. And so like Ornstein is saying here that he thinks that this game is like intentionally saying that it's creepy, which I think it is.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I could see that.
Because like Moog is a freak and he's a jerk and nobody likes him. And so like his like obsession with Mikola is framed like by the narrative as like weird and bad.
Totally. I can see it.
And it's like Moog would be the guy to be like, yeah, but he's actually 1,000 years old, so yeah. Yeah,
very good point. I agree.
Yeah. And like I don't know. And that's what Ornstein is mentioning too. But I don't know. There's plenty of things that like engage with that like thing. Like they'll have like the adult child thing, and they like do it in very, I don't know, in ways that are like commenting on that. I think, or like even prior to a lot of like the tropes as we see them now. Like, not to go into too much about it because I don't know how far. I mean, whatever. The books are really old. There's a thing that happens later in Dune.
Okay.
Where there are kids who are able to inherit the memories of like their like forebears, right? And so they basically by the time they're like 3 or 4, they're like a fully formed adult, like mentally.
That's going to be in the second Villeneuve movie, right?
We got
like
invaded.
That plot point?
So, yeah, I wonder how they're going to do it, because Aaliyah is going to be in the next movie. Or, you know, what. But, and Aaliyah is one of these people. But she's, like, less like it than some of the others. But, I mean, if you've seen the Lynch movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, Aaliyah at
she's
the
in
end
there.
is like, yeah, she's like, oh, he is the Kwisatz Haderach, you know, whatever. So it's a thing in Dune, but in Dune it's kind of like treated as like it's weird, and people don't really like hanging out with these kids.
It seems like it would be a surreal experience, which is what a lot of stuff in Dune is.
Yeah.
Man, this guy's invading in a really annoying place.
Yeah.
Whoop. Get me out of here. Nope.
He dead?
Nope. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Do you think we will get to Moog today? Is it possible?
I mean, it is possible. He's kind of just right up there.
Yeah.
But it's just, there's a lot of crap between there and here.
Yeah, and I guess I said earlier that, like, it's cool that there's more to it going in
Hmm.
through this entrance. But what more there is to it is mostly just like a lot of enemies, like a
Yeah.
lot of copied pasted enemies who all do a
Yup.
ridiculous amount of damage to you.
As basically every late game area that is not Elfale is
Yeah.
basically just them like grabbing the SimCity copy tool and just like hitting it like 30 times.
The part after this part with like the slow zombie things, that's really
Hmm.
egregious. There's so many of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
What's that?
It's that's just how this game is, like in the back half of it, or like the
Mm-hmm.
back third especially. It's just over. It's just it's gonna throw a ton of guys at you, and they're all gonna hit really, really, really hard, and they're all gonna be like packed up on top of each
They're
other.
all bone wheels.
Yeah, bone wheels, but like if they tap you, it takes like 2/3 of your health.
Yeah.
I think it's because like the doing it in stream has slowed it down,
Mm-hmm.
but my appreciation of Elden Ring has like dropped significantly since we have like since we have done this,
I think it
especially like
has raised,
yeah,
in my estimation, in some ways and lowered in others.
yeah,
Um,
that's probably a better way to put it.
it's the Dark Souls 2 too.
It is.
It is a land of contrasts, and this
Yeah,
is, we've been getting a lot of the low contrasts
yeah.
in the
I'm
last
tired
couple of
of pretending
streams.
it isn't. Like I think that it's
Oh
like
man.
it's funny to me that this is the big breakout one, because I think
Yeah.
it's like one of the least consistent uh
Well, I think
of
that because the reputation of the games is what it is, everybody knows, like, oh, it's a Dark Souls game, it's really hard. Everybody knows the Dark Souls game is really hard. Like, a lot of those things that are actually are bugs are being viewed as features
yeah,
by people who just want to, play the hardcore game.
sure.
Um, I don't know. I had some students, or one student in particular, last year, who I will call out. There's no way he's watching the stream. Who just like was kind of obnoxious about insisting that the game wasn't hard, that there wasn't anything hard about it, that like
Okay.
Elden Beast was easy and stuff like that. I'm like, come on! I bet you just
Yeah.
like looked up a stupid Rivers of
Yeah.
Blood build or something and
Yeah.
made it extremely trivial.
Also, again, like there's a difference. Like something first of all, something being hard does not mean it's bad or good.
Hard and
Like it
overtuned are not the same thing,
yeah.
and hard and good are not the same thing for sure.
Yeah. Difficulty is a flavor.
Yeah.
It's like a spice for a game. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not inherently good or bad. And uh so like to pretend that yeah, it's just stupid. Oh, the white mask. Forgot
Oh, is
about
this
that.
Vare? It is Vare.
Yeah. But yeah, at the same time too, it's like I don't know. It's very similar to Dark Souls 2 in the sense that it's like the beginning of the game is like amazing,
Yeah.
and then oh my god, and then you do that where you like step in the wrong spot and you take your entire health bar. Just got owned by that bird, dude.
I sure did. Sorry, I was trying to I was trying to follow your point, and also Cassie was in here trying to talk to me about something, and I was getting completely owned by that bird. What were you saying?
I was just saying that the game that like the thing about Elden Ring, the thing that I think is like so like I don't know, the part of the thing that I dislike about it design wise is that I feel very similarly to when I play Dark Souls 2, which is that I start the game out having a ton of fun, and by the time it's over, I want to gouge out my eyeballs. Like
Yeah.
there is so little of the back like third or so of this game that I actually enjoy. It's kind of crazy.
Right.
Like, it's kind of crazy how when I am doing certain parts of this game, for how long the stretches go, where every single room or area I walk into, I'm like, this place
This
looks
thing
like,
again?
yeah, this
I'm
thing,
finding
and
another
oh my
one of
God.
these.
Yeah, every single time you see a magma worm,
Oh my
I'm just like,
god, yeah.
kill me, like stupid magma
Cam was
worm.
about to make actionable threats when we ran into the magma worm and consecrated snowfield.
Just send Miyazaki a picture of his own house or something.
Okay, this is the time. We're getting through this. We're getting to the next grace. I've had it with these gosh darn Albinorics. Why are Albinorics here, by the way? I'm a little lost on that.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? The game doesn't care. Why should you care? The game does not care why they're here or not. It's not gonna make any kind of point about it.
Well, that's validating to
shouldn't
hear
care
that
either.
I'm not missing something.
Yeah.
Ornstein just quoted you in chat. What Ornstein has said has filled me with dread. What was it that he said?
Yeah. I can't remember. He was saying something about liking a boss that I hate or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, by the way,
it was last stream.
Did you go?
Oh,
and...
it was Ornstein had made a point and Nested. He was talking about what we were talking. What's the Placidusax and what's the other one?
Fortisax. Did you
Fortisax.
go see the Fortisax fight?
Yeah, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Fortisax fight?
I think Placidusax is cooler.
It is
anyway,
probably cooler on a spectacle level. I agree.
We were talking about that and nested in a point that Ornstein was making about Fortisax and Placidusax. He kind of said as a given that From had perfected the dragon fight with
Madir. That fills me with dread as well.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, I don't know. It's bold. It's a bold statement though. So I admire it. But yeah, I agree. I do think like Fortisax is fine. I just think Placidusax is cooler. If I'm fighting a dragon, come on, man, just give me the whole thing. You know,
Make it feel like I'm fighting a dragon, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Which I think this game does pretty good at, actually.
Yeah.
Fighting the dragons out in the overworld feels cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like riding around them on a horse and throwing magic at them. I feel like I'm on a Dio album.
Absolutely.
And
the horse fights are the best dragon fights, I think.
Yeah. There's one really crappy one in Fair Missoula, but that's like really the only super bad
You can't
one
use your horse in Fair Missoula.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
All right. Or we have a bird. Do we have anything else other than a bird in here?
No, let's just run past the bird. Do we need to kill this bird?
He's about to follow us.
Oh, Ornstein says no. Actually, you said the dread thing because he had mentioned that there was a worm in the snowfield. That's that is true. Now that I think about it.
Invaded by Nameless White Mask. Is this a Covenant thing?
It's just
Oh
White Mask
no!
again.
I thought we killed him though.
Yeah.
Is there always
we
going to be
did.
one? Is that how
I
it
don't
works? Oh my god. This
Don't
bird.
die.
This bird needs
I'm
to
getting
die.
bit by dogs. Oh, right. That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm dead. I got killed by dogs.
Okay, I'm not dead yet. I'm hanging in here. Oh, please die. Okay, bird dead. Invader, half health. Oh man, these like blood geyser things hurt you? I did not know that. Ah.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I'm
Summon
experiencing some real Valley of Defilement energy right now.
Just summon Torrent and run up to Dynasty Mausoleum entrance.
I don't know if you can use Torrent here, can you?
You can. Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, part of the reason we're having so much trouble is because
We're
the
on
game kind of
foot.
wants you to be using Torrent here, and
Yeah.
I think running away, but
Okay.
we're hoofing it, so.
Everyone is dead. I have turned all these people into blood.
Well, I'm waiting at the Mausoleum Dynasty entrance.
Okay. Cool. I will be there momentarily.
I think that's the next one, and it's really close to where you fight Mo.
It is
so,
really close.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where am I at?
Unless I skipped one.
I need to go here, I think. Wait.
Did you get the map?
Dynasty Mausoleum entrance, right? Or no, I need to go to the midpoint.
Oh, I've completely missed the midpoint if there is one. I'm at Mausoleum entrance.
Okay, well, I'm headed to the midpoint. It seems like I do still have a bit of a ways.
Okay.
But I'm on Torrent now.
All right, Godspeed. I'll see you in a few seconds. That's my demand. Okay, so here's
What's
my
your
demand
demand?
for the DLC. Make Torrent faster.
I don't foresee that happening.
It'd be cool though, wouldn't it?
It could.
Here's the deal. Make Torrent faster, and I don't want to die when I fall off of anything ever.
Infinite cat ring all the time.
Yeah.
These are my demands.
Do something where the cat ring does something in this game. I would like for that to be the case.
Yeah, that's true. The cat ring is not functional.
Ain't worth the slot. And I say that as someone who like wears a cat ring in every game that has it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, where am I going? I've never really. I guess I've done it once, but I haven't really gotten a sense for like how to move through the Legacy Dungeon from this entrance. Where am I headed? There are a lot of dogs.
Says that his demand is to give Torrent poise.
Torrent does have no poise. Where am I going? Oh no, bird! Yeah, this does feel like Caelid 2 at the moment.
Where in the heck are all of the smithing stone 8s? I have found so many 7s and ancients. I'm just gonna look them up while you're getting beat up.
I'm currently not getting beat up, but I am lost. Ooh.
I've been all over creation, and I still need like 4, I think. I still need 3 more.
Smithing stone economy, ridiculous.
Stupid. Bad.
Why did I just lose Torrent? Am I getting invaded?
Probably that same guy.
Nameless white mask, yeah. I thought this was an NPC invasion.
It is an NPC.
Oh, he just keeps coming back?
Yeah.
Man. Interesting. A PvP area that, or like a PvP covenant that actually has like a sort of automated PvP experience in it.
Ooh. Did I get that one? I can't remember. But Yellow Annex Tunnel. I was over there to go get these stupid things, and I just never got them.
Oh, there he is. Oh,
how's it
man.
going up there?
Well, I'm fighting Nameless White Mask at the moment. And he's dead. Oh no, I'm dead. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fast travel to the next grace.
You're gonna
because I genuinely do not know where it is.
Let's go, buddy. Forget it. Cheers.
Life's too short.
Yeah. Let me teleport back because I just teleported away.
Or specifically, this stream is too short.
Yeah.
Um, I want to go. So do you not have the midpoint grace still?
No, I just have the end. Like
Okay.
the mausoleum one. Is that what you have?
Hmm. I have both, but that's like right in front of Moog, I think.
Yeah, well, who cares? Like, what else is out
Sure.
there? It's just blood.
There's not much. There's like
Yeah.
those guys that I didn't do it, but there's a guy who invades you in the Rose Church. Um, that is like an enemy that is associated with the space. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's not.
Do you know anything about him or
There's
have anything to
nothing
say
worth
about
talking
him?
about. No.
Okay.
Oh wait, is this? Oh no, the grace that you are talking about,
Yeah.
the mausoleum entrance is like not not the one that's right in front of Moog.
Yeah, we still
There's
gotta
one
fight all
more.
the zombies and all that.
Yeah, I was thinking that we were getting those confused, or that I was getting those confused. I guess
Hey, do you have the tier to
I
fight
do
Moog?
have the tier.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
ready.
I got it too.
I'm actually gonna take off all my other stuff to make it easier to use. I also have Moog's shackle.
I think I have Moog Shackle too. It would be really sweet if we just like bodied Moog.
It would be really cool. You know, I have had such bad experiences fighting Moog. Like my first time through, of course, I wanted to do everything by myself, or like that was the dream, right? But I definitely ended up having to summon for Moog, and the co-op partner that I got when I initially summoned for Moog, very first time, just kind of like walked up to him and killed him in like 10 seconds. It was one of those kind of cheese builds. And so I didn't
Good
really
for
get
him.
an experience fighting Moog. So
Yeah,
then
whatever.
I dedicated myself to being a Sunbro for Moog until I could help somebody else beat him. But it took so many times. And I'm kind of wondering if like playing Moog with somebody that I'm also talking to becomes much easier because you can kind of strategize in a way. But we'll see. Who knows? Ugh. This is a real
Oh,
dude,
you know,
right?
it's the blasphemous blade. Yes, this is a real person.
Man, cool AoE effects, dude.
This is what almost everybody does now. Is they invade it with like world. This is what world PvP looks like
Yeah.
in this game. Is like you invade in the worst imaginable places and just spam like AoE spells.
God. There is so much going on here. I'm just gonna clear out some of these dudes.
Yeah. He's just gonna keep running back
gonna
into
keep
it.
running.
There is no shortage of zombies back here for this guy to just run into forever.
Yeah, it is absurd. I can't even really lock onto him that easily. Okay, there he is. Whoop. Man, thought I got him.
Have the item that like turns on PvP or PvE for the invader,
What item is that?
like the white branch. I forget what it's called in this game, but in Dark Souls 3, it's like the white branch.
If you can
Yeah,
hold
he
him
just
off,
knocked
I
me
can
off.
check.
He's doing a really cool thing now where he's in an area where he's trying to just knock us off the edge.
Uh-huh.
Which is sick.
Is it down with the PvP items?
I have no idea.
I don't think I have it. Okay, can we fight? Dead.
Good.
Okay, I gotta put it on the counter. That one felt good. He deserved it. Done. Alright, let's fight a big snot.
I can barely do damage to the snot.
I'm gonna make it an ice snot.
Look how cool this is.
This is just one of the snots from the depths, but big. But big and full of blood. Okay. Enjoy returning to the Erd Tree, snot. Okay, here's where we got the dudes that I don't know anything about. Let me turn on my lantern. I should not have unequipped that.
Anderson says, I hate Blasphemous Blade because every YouTuber was like, Rivers of Blood breaks the game, it's so broken, how can you deal 5k damage instantly? While they use Blasphemous Blade to do 3k damage instantly while also healing half their health. Yeah, it also looks stupid, which is also a good reason to not like it.
It's very fun for PvE. We don't need to reopen Blasphemous Blade Discourse. We've done this.
I said what I said. I stand by it.
I think that, you know, a lot of the cheesy weapons, like Moonveil and Rivers of Blood, are cool. They're fun, you know? I just wish that the meta was not where it is. But, of course, people are going to gravitate towards whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Most broken stuff you can find, of course.
I did not know this guy was here. Does he say anything? He does not say anything.
Could this be a good sort, says somebody.
Yeah.
Here comes
something
the blood
good.
boy.
All right. I think we're almost through this thing. This cave. This the way? Oh no, this is not the way. This is just to an item.
Okay.
Which I've already gotten because I tried. I kind of sprinted through this place to try to Sunbro mode a couple more times this week, but I did not get summoned very much, actually. I did help somebody beat him.
Yeah, I think that Moog, unlike Millennia, is a boss that people kind of generally don't like to fight.
Yeah, they
So
kind
I
of
don't think that
ignore or avoid him.
Yeah, I think that if people aren't doing their first... Oh, wait, do I need to leave so you can get that? Or
I have 10 flasks and, you know, most of my health. I think we're okay.
Okay.
And I can just summon there if I need to.
Yeah, I'll have to run up to it, but that's okay.
Got him. Now we just have to fight 20 bone wheels.
Yeah. No big deal.
No big deal. They also spit ice. It's fine. I probably will want you to summon out after this, though. Whoop. Oh, I thought that guy was dead.
God.
Is that the last one?
I don't know.
I think so. What's in this treasure chest? Something good. A somber ancient dragon smithing stone. That is good. That is worth that.
Alright, where are we going?
Can I heal? And then we can just, like, scoot by those dudes and go up the elevator.
Oh right, yeah. Well, give me a sec, cause don't have that bonfire yet.
Oh, do not. I can help you get
No.
it if you want me to summon him for you.
I'm gonna try to just run.
Okay.
And hope for the best,
Cool.
because if I summon you, then we're probably gonna get invaded, and
it's gonna be a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So give me just like a few minutes. I should be able to get right up there.
You got it. Any and all lore or DLC lore speculation is invited from chat, if there is any. What have we not talked about related to the cryptic picture, or maybe the not so cryptic picture? I don't know. We shall see what it actually is.
That stupid snot, get out of my way. Thank you.
Michael, why do you say that the stream has been confusing? Oh, watching without audio. I guess it's because I've been just kind of wandering a lot. Like, why is Andrew in the Chapel of Anticipation right now? Oh yeah, there have been a lot of phantoms. This has been a PvP heavy stream, which makes sense considering we are doing the PvP, or one of the big PvP Covenant areas, I guess. Yeah, tons of red phantoms and tons of Albinorics every time you look over. It's that absolutely like crusty ancient meme of Buzz Lightyear saying like Albinorics everywhere. Or whatever Buzz Lightyear says in the bottom text of that meme.
Bottom text. Ugh, I'm like running around in circles in this stupid cave. Oh my god. Okay, I died.
Do you want a phantom assist?
I pulled aggro of one of the stupid like blood boys that comes up out of the ground, and he chased me around for like 30 minutes. And I would just like hear him swinging at the air every once in a while.
Ornstein said, "Oops, all Albinorics."
Yeah, man. In a way that literally like just doesn't even make sense, which is so cool. I love that about this part of the game. I love how there's all this setup about like the Albinuric, like the Albinuric people being like funneled to the Halig tree because it's like a place of acceptance for them and stuff like that, and then there's just a bunch of them here for no reason. They're like, okay.
So is the idea that Moog has stolen part of
lost on the way to the Halig tree or something? I don't know.
Oh no, Gideon was looking for the medallion to the Halig tree, right?
Yeah. He's trying to get Latenna or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the Albinorics hide it from him because they are kind of like, I guess, chosen or invited to go there as a refuge. Yeah, I agree that I can't see a connection between them and here. I know there's a connection with Loretta, but Loretta is again part of the Halig tree. I don't know, man. He stole them when he went to the Halig tree, Ornstein said. Oh, he stole Michaela. But like, why would all these Albinorics want to fight for him? Unless this happened like long time ago and he's like, brainwashed their kids or whatever. I don't know. He's had plenty of time to do Mogwin Dynasty propaganda.
I found my way out.
Okay. Are you at the Grace?
I am at the Grace. I'm putting my sign down.
Finral says they could be blood crazed. I don't know why they would be blood crazed. I think everybody here is blood crazed, but I don't know if like people out in the world are just kind of spontaneously getting blood crazed. Like, Are there vampires in Elden Ring like there are in Bloodborne?
I'm gonna go ahead and put my stupid tier on or whatever.
Go ahead.
Mix wondrous physic. Okay.
So the blood in the Mogwin Palace Lord of Blood's mausoleum, or whatever it's called. What's it called? Yeah, Mogwin Dynasty Mausoleum. It's like blood offerings to a blood god, right? The formless mother, but like we know nothing about the formless mother really. Because he's just kind of like found a god who is like willing to sponsor his football team or whatever.
Found an god for his extracurricular.
Yeah. He found a patron, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go meet the man. Let's go meet the Lord of Blood.
I hate this.
I'm gonna take one of these.
What is that?
The rune arc. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. Alright.
Here we go. Unrelated, but since I've been playing Rise with the brothers, are you planning on playing Monster Hunter at all? I own Monster Hunter Rise and was like so overwhelmed by the bevy of systems that you were just kind of like tossed into in that game. I could not really get past a handful of hours with it. But I do own it, and maybe we'll give it a shot at some point. Maybe if people continue watching stream and stream is a thing that continues existing, we could maybe do that in a long enough timeline. So that's Mikola.
Me when I'm egg. Okay, cool.
Are you supposed to think that Mikola is dying right now? That is the death of Mikola?
Yeah.
I am very much on the train of like thinking this is where you will enter the DLC area.
Oh yeah, probably.
It makes so much sense. But again, when have ways to enter DLC areas in Dark Souls made sense?
Yeah. I was gonna say, refer back to Dark Souls 1 where you have to go kill like a random golem somewhere.
2 random golems.
Yeah.
Which are
and then you
fairly unrelated
to some random spot and a guy grabs you and throws you into the past. They're like, cool.
What does that mean? Like, is he trying to resurrect Mikola?
He's trying to raise Mikola to godhood. That's what he's after.
There is the thing about Mikola being considered the most fearsome of the demigods in one of the Millennia item descriptions, and I think they are seeding Mikola maybe as a major boss that you fight in the DLC. So this is why like Moog could come into play, right? If he does like in some way raise Mikola.
Oh, you shackled him.
Yeah. You can only do it twice in the first half, I think, and then not at all in the second. Oh, I gotta do this. Wait, when should I be hitting this flask? When he has all 3?
And he yells like nihil, nihil, nihil after he has 3 circles.
After he has 3, yeah.
Yeah. The voice actor that plays Moog is the guy that was Izzy Hands in Our Flag Means Death, which is a good show.
I have not seen it. I tried to watch the first episode, and like for some reason I could only watch it in like Portuguese or something. There was some error with whatever VOD service I was on.
Yeah.
Oh man,
there's
so much.
It's a like a great new addition in the like Taika Waititi is bad at movies but good at TV now.
Apparently, yeah. Or good at
Thing.
hiring people who are.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
Okay, it's
there's
time.
all right, he's going to do it.
Crazy
Ow.
that you basically have to have this for this
Ow.
fight.
I forgot.
You didn't do it?
Shuffle to it fast enough. My bad.
Cam.
Sorry.
Man.
I got mixed up, my brother.
Okay, well, here we go.
You got it, I believe.
I'm sure it's going to be really easy. This is the easy part of the fight. Oh man, I forgot he can heal? How does he heal? Is the heal come from the blood ring thing?
Yeah.
See, this is why Moog sucks. Because he gets all of his health back, and then you have to deal with this half of the fight. Where there's just like so much area denial. It is crazy. And it lingers for a really long time too, so like you get sort of turned around in the fight, kind of like trying to get away from him and walk over stuff that he set a long time ago. It's also like a perennial problem. I don't know if perennial is the right word, but a very common problem with bosses in Elden Ring, which is like, I just want chances to hit you. I don't want to have to wait 30 seconds to a minute between swings, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of that Sekiro blood in there, but you don't get the thing that Sekiro gives you to deal with that, which is like doing the parries or whatever. Yeah. So
you just got to get away, like it's roll away, stay very far away from bosses. Watch them do their thing from across the room. I died, by the way, so I'm about to summon you again.
Cool, I'll set my sign down.
Do you have your flask?
I do, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Good. I agree, Ornstein. This game does have some incredible voice acting. Maybe one reason why I am interested in Vari's character at all is how good that voice actor is. Yeah, Michael, I also had no idea who was in the egg. I think that... I mean, I don't know if you weren't paying attention, because, like, what in the game is pointing you towards Mikola pre-Halig Tree? I can't think of much. Like, if anything.
Yeah, and you don't really know also like what the cocoon even is at first or whatever.
Right.
Unless, I don't know, maybe if you read some item descriptions that you get from Moog or something.
Is it maybe Moog's soul or something tells you that he has stolen Mikola? We'll find out. Or I wonder if any of the items that I got from the little Vare quest are clues. Let me see. Key items. Lord of Blood's favor.
Oh my god, you got invaded.
Invaded. Cool.
I'm on elevator.
There he is. Oh, and he's got the bull goat.
Double lance thing, yeah. Alright, let's just go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And now I got time for you.
Oh my god, you hit the elevator.
You went back down?
You went back down.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Smell you later, loser.
Man, he has range.
Dang it. Ah.
Oh. Is what he's saying in a real language?
What?
Like when he's counting?
The nihil, nihil, nihil? I
Yeah.
think nihil means nothing
Does it?
in something.
Is it Latin?
I don't know, maybe.
There is some Latin in this game. I think the like bat singers sing
Yeah.
a Latin song.
Come on.
Oh man. Oh yes. Nice. So good. Why haven't I been using the shackle? I forgot I have the shackle.
Right, he's gonna go for it.
I can't use it right
no,
now,
he's
can
not.
I?
Yeah, there he goes.
There he is.
See, that prevents him from healing. Why is my blood just flying up? What did I do?
Oh, so we both have to hit it for him to not heal?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that that was an effect of that.
I'm definitely gonna die, by the way. I'm like out of flasks.
Oof. I'll try to draw his aggro.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm eventually gonna catch some kind of stray blood somewhere.
Rip. Just blood that bursts into flames. I am also dead.
Nice.
Alright, we got 20 minutes to beat Moog.
Yeah.
I think we can do it. I believe in us. Ornstein says he heals no matter what. I don't think that
He didn't
he
heal that
started phase 2 with nearly as much health as he did the first time we fought him. But maybe it was because I ice procced him right as he was phasing. I don't know.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Let's go. He always heals 25% of his HP. That sucks. I mean, I guess that just means that he has, 25% more than it looks like he does when you first start fighting him. But there's already the problem of bosses having too much HP. In like Dark Souls 3 onward. Here we go. This time I will not forget to use this shackle. Get him. Man, I find it so hard to get his timings on this big, like, really strangely shaped weapon. Oh, yes.
You want to shackle him again or try?
I'll try.
I can't remember if you can do 2 or not on his first
I thought you
phase.
could. Oh, here he
You
goes.
can't. No, he's only got 2 rings
man.
on.
I hope mine lasts.
Oh no, you already popped yours?
Yeah, I thought that was it.
No.
Well, we might get him.
He's gonna do it.
Okay.
He's gonna do it. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, get in and do some damage. Oh yeah, he healed a lot.
Man, I thought I could ice proc him again. I have 8 flasks. How many flasks do you have?
4.
Okay. Oh, that charge is crazy.
Yep. Well, now I have no flasks. I just had to use all 4 of them in that in that little onslaught. Oh, cool.
I have 6.
He keeps like starting moves at you and then turning around and hitting me with them.
Oh. It's like it's very difficult to know like what part of the map is safe to stand on. At any given moment, you could be like dive bombed into, or had like fire explode behind you or whatever.
Also, just kind of a point of like kind of bad visual design is that his little flames that he leaves behind look really, really similar to the like harmless fire that's just sitting around.
Mm-hmm.
They like look almost the exact same.
Yeah, it all kind of becomes a wash.
Yeah, it's like okay.
Oh,
whatever.
I accidentally summoned at the Stake of America. Let's see, where's the... Here it is. Lever to go back down.
Oh yeah, the bubble, by the way, if you do the blood bubble, it just stays on. Ornstein is right.
Oh really? You just have to hit it once?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
It stays on until he does the thing.
What is your other physic thing? Is it the thing that's basically the tears from Dark Souls 3?
Regular shield. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have at the moment as well.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last stream. Ornstein was mentioning like Fia and how he thinks that like Elden Ring is kind of poking fun at the way that like women are deployed in this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I personally kind of feel like this game for me, and I've thought this like since the beginning, since I was first kind of like thinking more about it or whatever. I've talked to people several times about it, and I feel like these games and in particular this game is kind of trying to like have its cake and eat it too, though.
Yeah, I think
like,
with Fia especially, I don't know if you can
Yeah.
read that as a critique of that kind of fan service in a game if it is just doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I remember playing the game and thinking like, oh, how like sweet and awesome I get to like be held by a cute girl in Elden Ring. You know, that was my authentic emotional reaction. Yes, it was. This. I tweeted about it at the time.
It's really
and
sad.
yeah, I know. But like, I think that you can read that after the fact, but it doesn't like erase, what a lot of gamers' initial experience with it is going to be, because of the way that it's framed.
This man?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Get shackled. Yes. I need to hit my physic. Ooh. Man, so much health. So much health. Oh no! Man. We are down to 10, 15 minutes.
Sure. Okay, let's see. Orsi says, I feel like Fia's supposed to not be a good character. I remember seeing her as super manipulative, how she gets you Lord D to her, the whole blessing thing. Agree the initial reaction, but I remember seeing her more as more fake throughout the playthrough, and you see the end result of being champion is just another bodyguard. Yeah, but everybody's like that in this game. Like,
Yeah.
everybody is bad. Everybody. Like, this is why Frenzied Flame is, like, the morally correct decision. Is because everybody sucks. Like nobody is doing anything good for anybody
Do you
except for
think that
themselves.
is it based on the information we have now, is it
Hmm.
possible that Mikola is a morally good character?
I doubtful. I mean, like rotten apple doesn't fall, doesn't far fall from the tree, right?
Well,
Like,
I don't know if this is cut content or stuff that's in the game, but from what I've heard other people read of item descriptions, um, it seems like the order that Mikola wants to bring into effect is one of abundance, where like
hmm
everybody just kind of has what they need, as opposed to it being this like super hierarchical thing where people are like deprived of what others have. Um, but I don't know. Who knows if they will hold true to that, if that's even in the game as it exists right now.
yeah. Also, I just don't see From doing that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see them being like, here is like the bounty guy, and he's just like good, unambiguously, and we'll sell
Yeah.
everybody out. Like, I just don't see that being the case. Kind of not really their MO.
Right.
You want to shackle him or no?
Yeah, let's shackle him. Oh, it didn't go because he was doing his little thing.
God.
Here it is.
Get in and start beating him up.
Oh man.
Yep, dead.
Dead. Okay, I got him with a nice proc. I did a pretty good chunk.
Noise.
But that's like the only way of getting consistent good damage out of him. It's just like chipping otherwise. Yep, I'm dead.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did better that time.
We did better that time for sure. Ornstein's talking about Mikkel item descriptions. Mikola is either an altruist or very good at convincing everyone he is one. Most item descriptions paint him in a pretty nice light. One says something like he was always good with people after all, but worded in a way that he's a master manipulator. Interesting. I'm not sure what item description you're referring to. I'd like to know. I'm inclined to think he's just a very good manipulator, but I would want them to make it so he does actually believe in the whole bountiful age thing, but either his means of achieving it or his definition of bountiful is heavily flawed. That seems like a little bit more along the lines of what FromSoft tends to do.
Yeah.
But because, again, we are in kind of uncharted territory of George R. R. Martin's thematic concerns being taken into account, too.
Yeah, I mean,
who knows,
he's
like,
not,
what, like,
yeah,
proclivities
no way.
FromSoft has showing up in, like, a consistent or expected way here.
Yeah, first of all, I don't really know how involved he really is with stuff like that. It really sounds like in interviews and stuff I've seen of him, his writings that he talked about in his blog talking about it, that he more or less showed up, made a bunch of names, gave some like ideas for world building stuff that mostly seems to be like best represented with the whole like blended consciousness of the Erd tree, and the Erd tree kind of being like a parasite from space. And then he kind of just like rode off into the sunset and didn't really hear anything about the game for several years.
I don't think that's entirely true. I've read that he wrote a 100-page novella of the backstory of these characters.
Yeah, I mean, yes. But
like that, Mikola as a character has got to be formed by George R. R. Martin in a way that earlier FromSoft games have like not built characters out in the same way. You know?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that like I think that like just based on how he has talked about the things that he wrote for them, it seems that his main input has to do more with like the world building aspect of it and not the character stuff. Like it seems to have a lot more to do with like how things are organized and the way than like you know basic stuff about motivation and things like that probably, but I don't think that there's any kind of like hardcore like character bible coming out of him. And also, even if there was, like, he is not like the two of them are fairly well aligned with regards to stuff like that, like From's
I could definitely
writing
see that
on stuff like that and George R. R. Martin's writing on stuff like that, and that's part of what makes it kind of difficult to untangle them thematically in this game, is that like they both have like proclivities towards the same themes. Like
yeah, I guess we'll never know until or if they ever publish that document, but I would love to read it. I would be so stoked.
Yeah. Gurm will probably put it out in a year or two when there's still no Winds of Winter and people are mad at him. Probably like, oh, here's this. Don't you want to buy this?
Shackled.
Shackle this man.
Oh, get me out of here. Nice.
Ice proc.
Nice ice.
Ice to meet you.
Ice to meet you. You need to chill out.
Bubble up.
Oh, yeah. Bubble. Okay. I took a little damage, but I survived that. Nope. How many flasks you got?
5.
Sweet. I have 8. Get out of there.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for
Whew.
your Dragon Ball style like key blast flurry that you did to try and pull him off.
Yeah,
Now.
do my best.
Come on, that range on that move is too much.
They're
Leave me
all
alone.
too much.
Okay, well now I have one flask left. Alright, alright, alright. Couple of little hits in there.
Have you fought Moog on your own?
Yeah. I just did it once, like in my
Was it your
like
faith
first
character
playthrough or something, yeah.
What weapon did you use? Do you remember? Was this at the point where you had already given up on doing the
I just
actual
switched to
holy
God
damage?
Killer, yeah, the Godslayer Greatsword or whatever. Alright, well I'm dead. I'm
Nice.
definitely going to die anyway. Try to give you what I can while I'm still here.
It's possible.
What's your
It could be
flask
done.
set?
3.
Okay.
It could be done.
I think we could probably get him to where you can kill him at least.
Oh man, just short. Okay, I got one flask.
There I go.
Dead?
Knew it was gonna come eventually, yeah.
Whew. Here we go.
Have a good one.
Oh man, I was healing with my FP when he charged at me. Okay, no flasks.
You can do it.
Oof. Every attack just takes off like half your health. Oh, God. Very little health. I can get hit one more time.
Do it.
Oh, dead. Man, that was so close. Do you want to try one more time, or do you want Moog to die of old age between this week and next week?
Let's give it one more.
One
if
more.
We can't get it. We'll call it.
That was tantalizingly close.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching, Ornstein.
He's tough, especially when you're co-oping, because he kind of does what I refer to in some games as like health tax.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some things that you are just like not going to avoid, and like reliably anyway, because they come out so quickly and they do, reasonable enough damage, and or hefty enough damage, and so it's like when you've only got 6 flasks maximum going into the fight, it's like tough to sustain against him for that long, because eventually you're gonna catch enough of those strays. I think we were doing a lot better that time about like leapfrogging the aggro back and forth.
For sure.
And the one time that I got caught bad, I lost like 4 flasks.
I can try to like just kind of spot check when I've got him. as an indication that you can like charge from behind.
Yeah. Alrighty. Get ready to shackle.
Shackle. I need to go ahead and put this on. Okay, I got aggro.
Yep,
Nope.
I got it back. Watch it. He's probably gonna turn. No.
Yep, I got him.
Now he's gonna turn. Yeah. All right, coming in. Bonk. All right, he's covering himself. Yeah. Watch it. I'm turning. Yeah.
I think I got him.
I'm trying to come up off of the stairs, so we're not. But yeah. Yeah, just bring him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Whoop. So we got more room to move around. Okay, I'm gonna swing around him. Oh, never mind. He turned to me. I don't know why, but
I got him. Well, I'm trying to get him anyway.
ring 2. I'm gonna go ahead and put my flask on.
Yep, he sees me.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Jeez. Okay.
Watch the explosion.
Oh.
Yep. Alright, he's gonna go. Get him. Get in. Get some damage. Alright. He's
coming to
turning
me.
To you. Yeah.
I think he's at you now.
He is, yeah. Ugh.
Okay, me.
Yeah. Oh my god. Would you stop for 2 seconds?
Okay, he's
Good
at me.
grief. I'm out of flasks.
No.
Yeah. What the heck? Okay. Wow, alright.
Coming to me.
Yep.